about everything that's going on. It was very nice. And now it's nice to be back with you guys. Welcome, guys. September. Oh my gosh, September. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh, October 8th, 2025. Oh, to be back in September again. The Dr. Greg Show. How's everyone doing? All right, let's get going. So, first off, we have some news to go over. Hey. I know, so funny, my brain. Oh, thank you, Raw. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Some news today. Guys, today the Surgeon Generals made a joint statement, which is very rare. Basically talking, hey, Brian F., how's it going, man? Hey, what's up, Skog? Very rare to see the joint, former Surgeon Generals. So one, two, three, four. Are these all? As former U.S. generals. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. And then I'm just going to take this open. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Check this out, guys. Nice. Green eyes. Let's go. All right, guys. That's a Vax party. Green eyes. Christy, thank you so much. You are awesome. Very cool. We are going to go let's load up the board. That's 459. Look at my background. What's in my background? 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Very nice, Christy. Thank you so much. What's in the background? What are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is for the Patreon. So that's the I'm gonna start putting Patreons there. That's on the scroller thing. Oh, I didn't, Brian. I haven't been doing. I'm gonna honestly have to do the. I'm gonna have to do a whole stream just on the Nobel Prizes. I honestly haven't read any of them yet. So I usually like to watch I like watching the speeches. I like to read all this stuff. So I haven't been able to deep dive it. So I haven't. Yeah. No, it's all good. Okay, so as former U.S. Surgeons Generals, sorry. Here we go. Thanks for getting vaccinated. I appreciate you. Congratulations on your flu shot, Green Eyes. Good job, Christy. All right. So okay. Hello, how's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good, man. What's up?
So I got a question. As soon as you said the vax, I was like, I gotta ask him this. I saw the PhD, blah blah. So I got a surgery a couple weeks ago, healed up just fine, but they gave me a medical note of all my vaxes when I was little. It was like 25 of them.
Cool.
I
Nice.
find that a lot of people mock the COVID non-vax takers.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is like, if I'm 25 out of 26, am I really anti-science?
I mean, it's during a pandemic. So, I mean, it's like the most pressing one that you kind of need to get. So, it would be kind of like, you know, um, being in a war or something and you're riding along in and you're not, you're like wearing a seatbelt because you're in a car, but you're not wearing your protection against the bullets. And it's like, well, why would you not be like wearing the most pressing like defense mechanisms that you could have, or or you could put it in like video game terms where it's like you're not using your fire resistance. You're not using your fire resistance gear when you're in the fire resistance temple. I don't do temple. I don't do panels. Harmony. Sorry. You can wait.
So would I be a bad person or a dumb person if I didn't get the vax?
I think that you're a little selfish.
Aren't you selfish? Just tell me what should go in my body. Like, don't you support abortion? I know it's kind of
Uh,
off topic, but
well, the difference is that like abortion, pregnancies don't spread like communicable diseases. So in a pandemic, it is for the like young and healthy people to bear the burden of getting vaccinated so that you can help protect people that are weak and vulnerable.
yeah, and that sounds nice. But again, the biggest problem is the freedoms. Basically, the so-called experts, professionals with the suits and ties and all the monies and the finances and the
Mm.
companies, they tell me what to do. As a man alone, it's like, why? And then as a citizen itself, it's like, okay, you're just pushing this too hard. Like, it sounds like a health socialism almost.
Mm, no, no, definitely isn't. I mean, it's more of just like, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, if you can just know the population genetics or the virology or the immunology or the epidemiology, it's not like that information's gate kept from you. You could do your own research on Picard 2022, Warby 2022, Picard 2024, Chris Christoph 2025. Those are like the seminal papers in this area, and you could have your own expertise on it that you have acquired, and you can see that it's legit, or you can just kind of like trust people that have dedicated their lives to it and kind of know that they don't have like a monetary financial reward on it at all. It's just Harmony. You got to chill, dude. We're not. I don't do panels. You got to chill.
What about the fact that it didn't take 7 years?
Yeah. So this is like, it's really common for people to think that the mRNA. I know, and I don't need your help, Harmony. You got to chill. Um, the vaccines, the mRNA expression, like the mRNA vaccine, had been developed since 1987. So and it was from um, people had like been working on it, and it was actually in use in mammals since the early 2000s, and then the it was used in gene therapy for cancer, in 2015. So, people had known that it was a good technology in order to deliver nucleotides in order to express it inside your body. It's just that we didn't have a reason for it, and then the pandemic was that reason.
Well, right now they're currently deciding whether psychedelic mushrooms are good PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
trauma, fixers, whatever you want to call them. That's been around, like, there's a company called MindMed since 2010. If
Mm-hmm.
something happened where they mandated that, and you said, well, they've been doing Molly and acid and all these tests on patients for years, we don't need the full 7 year FDA trials. I think people would clearly look at that like they would back up and take a step back.
So, like people wrongly think that they like jumped the line. and the all the
They
vaccines.
objectively did jump the line.
No, they didn't. They didn't. They went through all the stages that vaccines normally go through. It was just that it was in a pandemic, and people, and because Trump's Operation Warp Speed, they put the stages back to back to back to back. So
Yeah, they
usually
ran multiple trials at the same time. That's just not how the FDA has ever worked.
that was the whole
And
reason
these are
why.
facts.
That was the reason why it was. That was the warp speed of it. That was the good thing about it. That was awesome. That was a good thing that Trump did.
I want to ask about the pandemic part. How many people passed away of COVID? I don't have the stats. I don't know if you did off the top of your
In the
head.
United States, it's 1.2 million people.
And how many are in the United States or were in 2020?
Like 350 million or something.
So we're talking about 1/3%, most
Yeah.
of which have compromised immune systems. And we
No,
gotta
that's some eugenics stuff. Like
inject the
one, that's kind
foreign
of weird.
substance into our body.
No, that's like a weird way to think about it, dude. Because then it's like that you're talking about
Again,
liberty
this is
and
just the
freedom.
objective way to think about it.
No, it's not, because you're talking about like liberty and freedom, and you're talking about consent, and then
1
now you're
million
no
divided by
listen.
300 million
You're
is
gonna
what?
you got to listen to what I'm saying if you're asking me a question, bro. So you're
Well, you got
talking
to be
about
honest with me too, man.
hey, I'm being very honest with you, and
Did I get the
you're
math wrong?
you're gonna I'm talking about the points that you're talking about and you brought up, so that we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
It's 1/3%.
Okay. So one, you're minimizing that, and that's not okay. And two, the people that
People die more
the
of suicide
people
every year.
that's not right. No, we don't lose 1.2 million people from suicide every year. What are you talking about?
Oh, globally, yeah.
Oh, we're talking about American citizens, dude. I'm a patriot. I would care about America.
Then you wouldn't have advocated for them to get a foreign substance in them.
Absolutely, I would, because 300,000 people died because of vaccine hesitancy alone. So of course I am, and that's absolutely, yeah, it's patriotic to get vaccinated. Absolutely. And the thing is that you're talking about consent before, informed consent. Like, how about those people that, out of no problem of their own, they were just born with genetic deformities or genetic problems with their immune system, or they just got too old, and then now have they consented, in order to have this virus pushed on them? Like, no, no, man, that's awful. You can't live in a liberty, be free in a liberated country, and know that these people are just going to drop the hammer on you and decide at any point that you deserve to die. That's awful.
Should we upend life for 99% of people because 0.3% who unfortunately have compromised immune systems might pass?
We didn't upend society, and you're
Everyone
minimizing
wore
that, and
masks.
1.2 million people died from COVID-19, but 1.3 million people, if you take all the combat deaths of all the wars that the US has ever fought, and it's our entire history, it's 1.3 million combat deaths. So
Are you kidding
we
me?
lost the same amount of people from COVID as we did combat deaths in all the wars in the United States history. So how many like memorials do we have like for like fallen soldiers again? Like how many days a year do we talk about veterans, and how do we give them special privileges because it's so amazing that they do the things that they did, and you just minimized that same amount of people. So you're telling me that like veterans' lives care more about or matter more than my grandma's life? That's
Oh, I
messed up,
wanted to
dude.
bring that
That's
part
not
up too.
patriotic. That's awful. That's anti-American.
Do you think America's the best country in the world?
In some ways, yeah.
No, just is the best country overall.
In some ways, yeah.
So, but other ways it's not.
No, we were ranked like 200th in deaths per capita in the United and how we handled the pandemic. It was shameful. So instead of being patriotic and in being proud of our scientists and our technology that we helped develop here. And we spent 3 decades, developing and paying and researching. We created these conspiracies when it actually harmed people, and we threw people under the bus, and we basically have blood on our hands because we didn't help those people. So yeah, I think we did an awful job. We have a shame. It's shameful.
Your appeal to science is disguised as intellectualism. It's classism.
Okay.
And again, 1 divided by 300 million is not even a percent. Again, I asked you really simply, should we change life for 99% of people for the 1%?
We didn't change
And you
life.
turned it into this like sensitive
we didn't
issue.
change life. We didn't even shut down as a country.
We did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Then why did some businesses get bailout loans?
Because Trump decided to give it to his freaking.
Why did the
his
stock
friends,
market
yeah.
crash 40% if we didn't shut down and change the way of life?
It was a global pandemic, bro. We had a suggested stay home. It wasn't like
Okay,
an
so now
actual
you're giving me
shutdown.
the reason. You're
Yeah.
giving me the
It
reason
was
why
not
we
an
shut
actual
down, but 2
shutdown.
seconds ago.
It was not an actual shutdown. It wasn't.
So you're giving me the reason we shut down, but 2 seconds ago you said we didn't shut down.
We didn't.
So
Because
which
we
one
thought,
is it?
Because we thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, so the stock market reacted.
So are these really the genius experts that we should be trusting and injecting foreign substances into our body based off their advice?
The scientists don't
Look, dude, I'm just a dude. I don't want to be
and now
told.
you're talking about science in the next one. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm just a dude. I don't
Me
want to be
too.
told what to do by smug science guys, especially if I don't actually think I'm harming people. Is that
Okay, well, you are.
actually selfish?
Oh yeah, you're being a dick, and you just need to man up, and you just need to get a shot. Stop being a pussy.
Oh, so now it's bullying tactics. First, we got to trust the
You're
science, but we
cry-bullying
fast
now?
tracked it.
Oh, you're cry-bullying? How do you think those people felt when they had the respirators pushed down their mouths? What do you think?
Well,
Do
my
you think
grandpa
do you
was
think you're
ruled a
bullying them?
COVID.
You think you're bullying
My
the 1.2 million people that died in the United States, and then you sit here and minimize the deaths? How about those family members that buried their loved ones, and that you sit there and you try to minimize their lives?
one of them was my grandpa. He
Even
was ruled a
worse,
COVID.
then you are even worse of a person.
One of them was ruled my grandpa, and he was a COVID death, so-called.
Okay.
Yet he smoked for 80 years since he was 9 years old.
So and he could have been he could have been killed by COVID still. That's like what it is. That's how it works.
Well, if we're gonna go there, that'd have to be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So
That's how
I
it
think a lot
works.
of those deaths, and we all know that COVID disproportionately affected the compromised immune system type people.
No, that's not true.
These are again facts.
That's not true.
Young people
No.
had a crazy high recovery rate.
They still died at crazy rates, at really high rates. It was a pandemic. A lot of them died. A lot of
See,
people come
the
in
problem
here.
is you're living in this utopia.
No, I'm not. I'm literally working. Live disconnected. Great. Are you here? Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. I just had a live disconnected message. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go for it. I'm living in a
Yeah, you're
utopia.
living in this utopia.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I am sure that there are other instances where more than 1.2 million people pass away.
When?
Um,
Where? When?
we could go, what was it? The Spanish flu, the Black Plague. There's
Yes,
a
those are
couple others.
pandemics. Yes, those are pandemics.
Yeah, but I don't believe they made every man, woman, and child get a shot for those. I could be wrong,
What
but
are
I
you
don't think they
talking
did.
about? Yes, they mandated a lot of vaccines and stuff in the 1918
The men
flu.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
stood for it back then. I haven't looked into it,
Dude,
but I
what are you
highly
talk-
doubt
why
that
are you
actually
making like
happened.
this weak masculinity argument when the real men would actually just like bear that responsibility?
Because
and just get
you're
vaccinated?
LARPing it. Look,
No, I'm not. I'm an actual man, dude.
see,
You are an
see. Now
actual-
we've gone
scared.
from
You're living in fear.
We've gone
bro.
from-
What are you talking about? You live in fear.
I thought you
of
were a
vax-
logical science guy.
What? Yeah, I am. But I'm not a pussy.
We've
like you.
gone
That's
from-
the difference. Is that you're a pussy and I'm
We've- Are you a pansexual or a homosexual?
not. With your dad, maybe. Yeah.
No. With
Well,
other
I
men,
also fuck
are
your
you?
mom though too. So it goes both ways, I guess. So you're.
And how old are you?
I don't know. It matters.
You know what PhD stands for, brother?
Piled high and deeper.
Piled high in debt.
Yeah, that's it. Or piled high and deeper in your mom. That's what it is.
No, piled high in dick is what you're in.
No, dude. Oh God. So frustrated. You're so mad, dude. You're so mad. I love it. Oh, so funny. All right,
Oh,
Dr. Rowe, how's it going, man?
hi, Dr. G. How are you, sir?
Good, man. What's up?
How you been?
Good, good.
I honestly didn't request. I'm just
Oh,
listening, but I
okay,
appreciate you
cool.
bringing me up. I just wanted to thank you for what you do, and
Oh,
please don't get frustrated. There's a lot of the educational system has failed a lot of people, so keep doing what you're doing. We
oh, thanks,
appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you, bro.
And lastly, I just want to say if you could tell us more about. So, I'm a neuroscientist.
Nice.
You're an amazing immunologist. So,
Oh,
can you tell us a little bit about the immune tolerance? So, I read a little bit about it, but honestly, of that work, I didn't have time to read much about it. The Nobel Prize winners,
oh, dude, I haven't
they
read
did some
any of
work.
it. I haven't read any of it
Okay.
about it. So,
Yeah, no, it has to do with something with about like T cell regulation and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna do some deep diving tomorrow,
okay.
hopefully. But
Yeah, me
again,
too. I gotta
thank you
read about
for
it. I gotta read about it and see what's going on. So, but yeah,
yeah.
I'm a microbiologist. I'm not an immunologist. I would it is fascinating though, and I love reading and learning about it. So I appreciate it
Oh
though.
my bad. I apologize. Yes,
No,
yes,
it's
yes. I was
okay.
on a live earlier today with an immunologist. My bad. No,
No, it's
you
fine,
are a
dude.
microbiologist.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Thank
I
you.
mean, between like virology, immunology, microbiology, it's honestly hard to know what I even know anything about, considering that they're so deep, dude. They're deep subjects that are very hard to understand, and especially with humans, man. Humans are so hard to understand. There's so much going on.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest. Immunology. I struggled in immunology in grad school. It was one of the most difficult subjects that I undertook. So
Yeah. It's tough,
yeah,
dude.
no.
It's tough. Humans are so complex to me, man. I can't really. I like to like knock out genes. I like to do genetics and stuff like that. So the idea that I can't even like change any genes to understand what's going on, or like mechanistically, like scientifically, it's very tough for me to understand what's going on. So
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you for having me, and have a terrific live.
thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Oh, Scotty, you should request up, dude. Here, I'll invite you, man. There you go, Scotty. Here's your chance, dude.
Here's my
Scotty, what's
chance
up,
to
dude?
here. Hi, doctor. Are you a doctor or a scientist?
I'm both.
You're both, but
Yeah.
last time I saw you, you said that you weren't a doctor,
Nope,
that you
I
were
am.
just a scientist, but now you're both?
Nope, I am. I am. Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you
Scientists are
tomorrow?
doctors. Yeah.
Are you tomorrow? What are you going to be tomorrow? What are you going
I'm
to
a
be
scientist
tomorrow?
doctor. That's what I am. That's what I
You're
am.
a scientist doctor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's that's wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the help. Thanks for thanks for your support.
You're so welcome.
You had a lot to say in chat, dude. So I was just giving you the chance.
Yeah, I I I think you're a fraud
Okay. Why?
because you're a liar.
Okay. Why? What did I lie about?
You always lie.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Are you okay?
Are you?
I'm just wondering what I lied about.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Why are you whispering?
I'm not. I'm not whispering at all. That's just you, dude.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You okay, man? Are you all right? Why are you coming into my life being so weird then?
Because you are weird. You're a fraud.
Okay.
You're a liar.
Okay. All right. Do you want to substantiate or talk at
I'm-
all, or do you want to just say that?
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
So next week, are you going to be a scientist or a doctor or both?
I'm both. Yeah, I'm a scientist doctor. That's what I am. I'm a microbiologist,
scientist
PhD. Yeah.
A
I'm not a
science-
physician.
Oh,
I'm proudly not a physician. So yeah, I don't
oh,
want to be.
you 2 weeks ago you said you were.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I literally have every episode on YouTube, brother. You can just like pull it up and show it to me. You mean to show 2 weeks of my stuff? Actually, last week I was banned, so I can't show you last week's episodes because I don't have it because I got banned. So
Oh, why were you banned?
because I was debating anti-vaxxers.
Oh, and why were you banned if you were speaking the truth?
I know exactly. I know. Isn't that
Why were you
crazy? I'm
banned?
getting I know because it's because this platform and TikTok like suckles at Trump's teat, and they don't. We have to do his bidding.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It definitely does. Hey, Kathleen, how's it
doesn't.
going?
She thinks you're a fraud too.
I don't think so. Kathleen's an awesome person, and she's in chat a lot, and I appreciate her.
She thinks you're a fraud.
I don't think so.
I do.
Okay.
You're a fraud.
Okay, buddy. All right. I hope you
You
get help,
cuck
dude.
for
I think
vaccine.
you should get
You cuck.
talk about
You-
therapy.
you-
You should see some therapists. You should seek help, bro. Genuinely, I think it's just genuinely. I owe you me. How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's up?
I just have a question. So I was commenting on your chat. I wanted to talk about natural remedies, and some people are saying that you don't believe in
I mean, no. When there's
natural
natural
remedies?
remedies like exist, I mean, they do exist, but they're just not necessarily effective and scientific a lot of times. So that's the problem. Is that once they're effective and there's science to back them up and studies to back them up, then they just become medicine. So there really isn't anything called like alternative medicine. It's just there's medicine and then there's everything else.
I want to know what you think about like Chinese like herbal medicine.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's going to be studies to either back it up and it's awesome and it works, it's not medicine at all. So I mean, I think that there's stuff that's out there that's been untested, right? That hasn't been tested yet that could still be effective. But it needs to go through that rigorous process in order for us to consider it medicine so that you can actually like prescribe it to people.
But like I'm coming from this like point of view, like back in the day, in like when we didn't have like medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like lab made medicine, we were treating things naturally
Yeah.
as human race. So
Okay.
what do you say that it's not proven?
I mean, so back then, 200 years ago, when we didn't have modern medicine, people only lived to the age of like 30 to 35. because we didn't have modern medicine in order to try to save them, right? So that was all the natural remedies, that was all the natural, all organic food that you guys love, and all nutrition, no processed foods, nothing like that. And people weren't living that long. Why? Yeah, that's not true, Amy. There's lots of like Roman aqueducts existed. There's tons of sanitation systems that existed. That's just not true.
I feel like there's a lot of like side effects on like modern
No,
medicine
Ruben, they
though.
didn't
Like
live longer in the past,
there's
man.
always
No, they didn't.
something.
How long did Noah live? Yeah, how long do you believe
Uh,
in like Noah and stuff like that?
which Noah? Are you kidding me?
From the Bible.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Do,
Um,
because a lot of people think that he
so
was 900 years old.
yeah, well, Noah is a fairy tale. It's a novel. It didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Awesome. Okay, cool. I agree with you. I'm an atheist, so I'm with you. Ruben, the
yeah.
atmospheric pressure
So
wasn't the cause.
so
Okay, sweet. All right. Ruben, atmospheric pressure isn't the reason why humans are no, dude, that is not true. You could just put someone in a hyperbolic in a pressurized chamber and they could live for another 200 years if that was the case. That's not true, bro. I'm sorry. So okay.
okay.
So natural remedies, if they are proven true, they're medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
There
what?
is though, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it because you wouldn't know what it is because I'm Korean, by the way,
Oh,
and
cool.
I grew up
안녕하세요.
taking 안녕하세요. So I grew up like taking, like Chinese like herbal medicine because it's like we share that with China. And and all the illness I had, it healed with, the what do you call it? It's like a concentrate of like herbs, and it's like a liquid pack, and I would drink that for like a month or something. It would take longer to heal,
Yeah.
but it would definitely heal. So, I mean, I'm alive and well, so
Okay.
it's, I think I'm like a living proof that it does work.
But that, I mean, but your one person isn't really a good indicator of whether or not it's like a good medicine. You know what I mean? It could have just been for you got better on its own. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess not a lot of Asian people are speaking up about herbal medicine. But I mean, I think it's good for everybody. It's better to put natural things in your body than something that's like made in the lab.
I mean, sometimes, but not
I mean, that's
always.
that's just
I mean, not always. I mean, like there's a lot of like things that are natural that are deadly. So that's not always the case.
sure, right. But I'm saying like if it's a medicine, like if it's known to be the medicine that, you know, cures things or like remedy things, like I feel like it's why not just put like natural things in your body than something that would have like side effects,
Because there's a lot more side
or
effects,
you know.
basically. So, but what happens is like, in medicine that's made from like Tylenol, for example. Like if you were gonna
Hmm.
take the acetaminophen from the tree bark and you were just gonna eat a bunch of tree bark, versus just having just that Tylenol, just that pill form. That pill form is just the acetaminophen, just that little part. But if you just sat there and chewed on tree bark for a day, it's going to have a lot of other you know, a lot of adverse side effects that you wouldn't want.
For temporarily, but it's not like what I'm trying to say is like, okay, I can give you an example. So I was on birth control for like over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I had developed like cysts, like polyps in my uterus. So that's what my doctor told me. So I had to get surgery for that.
Okay.
So things like that could happen with something that's like made out of, that's not natural to human body.
But cancer is
Um,
natural. I mean, cancer is naturally like a naturally occurring thing. Also,
mhm. Uh, yeah, but like yeah, but if you say like that, like, you can get cancer from anything. So like that's not even, that can't be like a point to talk about.
I know, but but
Does it
that's
make sense?
my point. My point is that like you can get cancer naturally, and so that you need like targeted gene therapies, for example, that just target those type of genetic mutations that made that cancer. So that, I mean, that is what the anti-cancer drugs are. I mean, would you feel safe taking anti-cancer drugs in order to save your life?
Well, okay, so I can give you another example. Like this is like
Can
really
you just answer
personal,
that
but I'm
question,
just gonna
please?
share it because what was that? What was that
Would you feel?
question?
I mean, cancer is natural, but would you feel safe
Hmm.
taking a pharmaceutical drug that was an anti-cancer, personalized medicine for your specific cancer?
No, because that's
Oh,
that's what I was getting at because of my personal experience.
oh, okay.
I'm gonna share it. I mean, I don't care if, but it's like, so I was born with two uterus. So I have double uterus and one kidney, right? So I had complications and I got pregnant one time like 10 years ago, and it was ectopic pregnancy. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you know what that is.
Yeah,
Um, and and so then it had to be aborted, right?
yeah.
So then the doctor gave me methotrexate, the injection for cancer patients, right? They give that to pass the tumor uh, out. That's what they use for usually, but
Okay,
also for ectopic pregnancy.
okay.
So when they gave me that, I had a very bad reaction to it, and I got hospitalized for 7 days because of that injection. Like my abdomen like swollen up, like I was in like crazy pain, like I thought I was gonna die. They had to give me morphine like over and over, like for days, and um, so yeah, it for me that got me thinking, hell no, I don't want no cancer, medicine in my body, because my
Hmm.
body reacted that
No, I mean that's I guess I'm talking about a
way. So,
different thing. I guess I'm talking about
um,
like specifically you having like a cancer that's formed that has a genetic, a genetic deformity. Basically that a change in the genome of those cells, and the cancer drugs would be targeting those specific cells and just killing those ones. So it sounds like you were using a more generalized cancer drug versus like this would be a targeted gene like approach that would be a lot more safe, I think, and have less side effects.
sure, but you never know if that
I know, but
person's
you have a
gonna have
cancer. But you have
reaction like
cancer,
me.
you're gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly like my uncle had cancer.
Uh-huh.
He had heart transplant, like, and he lived 12 years after that.
Uh-huh.
And then he got cancer from that transplant because it's somebody else's, and I guess somehow the cancer spread through the bloodstream. So anyway, so they tried everything in Korea, and what I gather is all these medicine, like cancer. I'm not discrediting like people who survive cancer with, cancer medicine, but like it's really harsh on your body, it's
But
really
so is
harsh on your body.
cancer. Cancer is very harsh on your body too,
Right.
and you're
But
gonna
like
die from the
that,
cancer.
I feel like that's what killed my uncle though, like the
No,
cancer treatment.
I mean, you're
Like he could have just lived like for free and just enjoy life, because like cancer is basically all the stress like accumulated in your body, like the cells.
no. Cancer isn't the stress from the stuff. It's a genetic problem. Like these cells, they cancer cells, they change genetically. They acquire more nutrients than other cells. They siphon the life out of you. It is not. It's no. It's not psychologically induced. Like it's.
I think so.
Oh
You
wow,
don't
Sherry,
believe
that's awesome.
that?
Yeah, Sherry's in chat right there. I have stage 4 lung
Okay.
cancer. Good doctors and great medicine has kept me around for 8 years. That's incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I that's amazing.
So there's no like
But
natural remedies that are going to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
yeah, but also I don't know. Like I just have like, I guess because of my personal experience, like I just have like icks to it, because I'm scared that like some people, like human body's all different, right? And it can react differently. And I don't know. But also,
But we all have an immune system. I mean, people say that all the time, but like we all have an immune system, and the thing that's the same is the virus. So the virus, we are training your immune system on the virus that we know, and that's the difference. And it's like the idea is to, a punching bag, right? Everyone has a different. Everyone looks different in the gym, right? Everyone has a different body. Everyone their face looks different, but everyone practices on a punching bag, right? Because you're learning the different parts. You're learning how to move your body. You're learning, and then once you get in there, now you can apply that knowledge and do the thing for boxing or whatever like that. And it's kind of the same way. You're training your immune system to do the thing to get to make the antibodies, so that when it's in there, it knows what to do against the virus that's present.
so by putting more virus into your body, so you can
Melanie
be
Lovelace. Good job, Melanie Lovelace. Sorry, we got to do this thing. Melanie Lovelace, thank you so much for getting 2 vaccines here. We celebrate people who get vaccinated in this community.
okay.
So we give them a shout out, and then we watch this number go up in 3, 2, 1, 461. Thank you so much, Lovelace. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting vaccinated.
What kind of vaccines are those? What kind of vaccine?
These, we celebrate all different types of vaccines. So you
Oh,
and
okay.
your family, that if you get vaccinated, we spam V's in chat for vaccines. We spam MAVA for Make America Vaccinated Again. And we because getting vaccinated is patriotic, and it helps other people, and it helps you and your family to not die from diseases. So it's a very good thing.
I see. I had a point there. Sorry, I got lost.
Sorry, I
With
didn't want to lose it in chat.
What were we talking about?
Burning Bridge. Before you can have a second to get back. Burning Bridge. Let's go. And we'll put this on, guys. Burning Bridge. Thank you so much. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Burning Bridge. Burning bridges. Good job. Good job. Vaccinations do
That's cool.
save money. They save a lot of money for. It's an 11-to-1 cost savings. For every dollar we spend on vaccines, we get $11 back in economic productivity for people. Isn't that awesome? Hola. ¿Cómo
I
está?
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a huge benefit, and it keeps people out of hospitals. 5 million people a year are saved by vaccinations. 5 million people. 4 million of those people every year are kids, specifically because they don't have developed and robust immune systems yet. So that's why it's so important to get vaccinated as a kiddo. Hey, Blues Man, how's it going, man?
So what kind of vaccinations are mandatory, you think, for a human being?
All of them. They're all good because we don't want any of the 30 different.
All of them.
Yeah, all the diseases. 30 different diseases that that can come through and are being stymied by vaccinations. It's a really good thing.
So every flu shot,
Yeah,
every flu vaccine.
Yeah, every year you should be getting a flu vaccine. You should be getting your flu vaccine. You should be getting your COVID booster, and then whatever your immunization card, whatever you need. So probably like MMR is a good one to get because it's going around. Measles is going around.
Huh.
Yeah. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Measles actually takes out your innate immunity because it attacks your T cells and your B cells. So it actually takes out your innate immunity. It's really bad. It's really bad.
I already have autoimmune disease, so.
Oh, you do? You have an autoimmune disease?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I have psoriasis.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been so I was getting injections for it, but then I stopped because they were saying I have to get it forever.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that.
You
I
should.
don't want to get injected every
No, you should. You have
every
to.
2 weeks for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Is
because that's going to keep you safe and healthy. It improves your quality of life.
and it's so
Medmeds don't exist,
expensive.
Constance. That was a fake AI video put up by Trump. It's fake. There are people. There's someone in our community that has to go. She doesn't have a functioning immune system. Wasn't born with one, so she has to go and get antibodies put into her body every couple months. It's like $30,000 a month for her treatment.
I
just to
know
keep her
it's
alive.
so
It's crazy.
expensive. I
Well,
know.
insurance
So I
pays
can't.
for it, but yeah, it's awful.
I mean, insurance doesn't pay for all of it though. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
it's like if you don't have money, then what are you gonna do? So
Yeah.
so
know,
that's
Brittany,
why I'm going
exactly.
for natural way because I don't have money to get injected every 2 weeks. Mine's every 2 weeks. So
There she is. Hey, Linda. Okay, Constance, I'm gonna have to ban you if you don't stop spamming disinformation in all caps. Okay, you gotta chill.
how much? So it's $5,000 per injection.
Wow.
So and I have to get it every 2 weeks. So it's 10,000 a month just to get the injection.
Wow.
And right now I have flare-ups on my elbows and
Oh my gosh.
my knees and my joints affected too because of that. So I'm always in pain kind of.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not the only person, that's going through that. So,
I know, but
but yeah, it's so expensive though, it's even with the insurance. and I can't even afford the insurance. So, the insurance that will cover the whole thing, I
Mm-hmm.
can't afford. So,
Man, I'm so sorry. That's awful.
yeah,
I mean, this is
that's
why. This is why
that's
I
why
feel
I'm like going for natural things,
no,
because
no,
like
no,
what else can I do, you know?
no, no. I mean, I think that's so. Um, Man, that's so sad because it's like I understand you've
Um,
tried. I
I'm
literally tried the science and the medicine is just too expensive, so you're going to natural remedies. Understand what you're trying to do, and
um so I'm gonna answer the chat.
yeah.
I got the Stellara, I think that was what it's called, and then it was Cimzia. It changed, like, they changed the medication too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember the last one, but yeah, I was like going through whatever I had to get, but yeah, but what I remember is Cimzia and Stellara. And what symptoms I have is I have flare-ups on my elbows, on my scalp, so extremities, like my knees, and on my knuckles, and it actually is so inflamed that it's infecting um my joints as
Oh my
well.
gosh. Oh my
So
gosh. I'm so
my
sorry.
joints are swollen up too. So
Yeah, this is why. I mean, this is why we need a universal healthcare option, so someone like you can actually get the medicine that they need.
I know
And this is why
that
it's
would
not
be
natural
amazing.
medicine. It's universal healthcare. That's the thing, and that's my real frustration with someone like RFK is that he's a snake oil salesman, and he's trying to give people false hope, and he's leading them astray, and he's not helping them, but he's conned them, and he's lied to them, and he knows that he's lied. He knows that he's lying, um, and he's not helping.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, maybe I'll just move back to Korea
Yeah.
and see what they can do for me.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that's okay. Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was like trying to see what your
Yeah.
um
I can see why. I
thought
mean,
was.
I'm
But yeah,
sorry.
I wasn't trying
I'm
to,
not trying
yeah.
to dash your hopes or anything. I'm sorry that you're put in this position. That because you have tried. You literally got the shots, but you just couldn't afford the medicine. I mean, that is so sad to me. And
Y-
that we have the reason why we have medicine, the reason why we have scientists, the reason why we have physicians is to help people like you that are willing to have the medicine, that can have it, and that want it so desperately. And what do? We push people like you away, and
Yeah.
it's awful. We push people, through
Oh,
capitalism and the profit motive and increased costs of healthcare. We've like pushed people away from medicine and into people that are paying for scams and stuff like that, where it's not going to help them. And I think that's just awful.
what what can we do as Americans like to change? Is there anything we can do
I
to
mean,
change the healthcare system?
healthcare. I mean, that's
Uh,
I. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I would love to go back to 2008, where we have where we have debates on healthcare again. That would be a great that would be a great thing to have. But it seems like the
yeah.
problem is that we have the ever encroaching march of fascism that is going on, and we have a president that has war with our cities, and I think we're
Uh,
super far away from that again. So that I think that's the problem.
yeah, I vote Prop 50, yes. I guess that's what we can do for now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to see, share my story, I guess,
Yeah.
why I'm thinking natural is good. But,
Yeah.
you know,
I hope the
um,
best for you.
yeah,
I hope the
thank
best for
you.
the. I hope whatever it happens,
Thank you.
whatever it is. You know what I mean. Whatever works for you. I hope it does work for you. You know,
Thank you
truly.
so much. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you for coming on. I
Nice
appreciate it.
talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Oh, that's so sad, guys. So often we have people on here that are like the first three guests, guys. If you weren't here, just incredible anti-vaxxers, just really selfish, and then you have people like her where it's like she's not being selfish, she's not thinking about natural remedies because she's only thinking about herself. She was pushed into that scenario. She's basically an economic refugee of our healthcare system, and those are the people that we have to help. Those are the people that that's the whole point of this whole thing, guys, to help people like that. And we've lost sight of that. Oh man, that makes me sad. Hi, Voice in Velvet. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello to your audience. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Just listening to this lady, it just
Mhm.
makes me so sad.
I know, me too.
I mean,
I
to
know.
think that we are the richest country in the world
Exactly.
and we cannot afford to take care of the health of its own citizens. It's just heartbreaking.
When we have the technology, guys. We have it developed. It's already there. She can get it. She has the physicians can do the procedure. This isn't like we need to still develop this. We need to figure it out. What can we do? What are we gonna do? Kind of thing. Like we have it all developed. It's all there. It's just paying for it. We know how to pay for it.
Well, we obviously know how to pay for it because we pay for other countries to have free healthcare. We just can't do it with our own people here, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we give billions of dollars in military aid to countries that are doing everything but helping, helping a good cause.
$20 billion to Argentina this week.
Oh my gosh!
How
yeah.
insane is that? I mean, how insane is that when we have, over $100 billion, or I think it's like more than that. I think it was like $200 to $300 billion of Medicaid that's being cut. It's just atrocious. It's wild to me. I mean, and what's crazy for me is like, who was voting? Who ever talked about that? Like, who was voting to say that, like, yeah, healthcare is too cheap for poor people. we need poor people have had it way too easy in this country, guys. Like we gotta jack up their cost of living. Like it's just crazy to me. So I don't.
And in the meantime, while we have people like the lady that was just here, while we have people that are literally having to flee the country just to be able to get their healthcare that they need, we have Republicans in Congress trying to pass a bill where they continue to give tax breaks to billionaires. I was just reading some of the things that are on the Republican tax bill. And it's just horrendous.
The Build Back Better,
I don't know what else
omnibus
to say.
that they already passed, or are they doing the? Are you talking about the thing for the CR?
Well, but actually both things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Trump, the big beautiful. I call it the big beautiful lie. I mean, there's really no other way to call it. They continue to just pound on the bottom 90% and continue to give tax breaks to the top, and it's just really heartbreaking to see that. Well, we have our own people
Yeah.
that have these huge needs, and they're not they're not needing boats and an additional house for the summer, or money to buy new iPhones. They literally just need to take care of their health, and we can't even do that. And I'm just, Greg, I'm just so mad. I'm just so mad at everything that is happening right now. And I literally just came on here because I wanted to talk to you about the vaccines, but then I just listened to the lady, and I'm just like, dude, like, it's just, everything just seems to be out of control. Everything just seems to be upside down. We're helping the rich instead of helping the poor. We are sending aid, millions and millions and billions of dollars, to a country that is just committing atrocities. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I am coming to a point where, like, I almost feel helpless. Like, I do my lives every single day, and I feel like I continue to speak, and I continue to try to, get in the conscience of people. And sometimes I don't know how far I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's, I think that it's very tough. It's very, it was easier, like in Trump 1, like to focus on like just your little bubble and not really think about it, because he didn't really do that much. Trump 1 was very muted in terms of this like boot authoritarian smash grab of our constitution and our cities, and just throwing citizens in these prisons, and like it's just it blows my mind. It honestly what actually really blackpilled me like in the last month, and really got me the most depressed, is actually how everyone seemed to stand with Jimmy Fallon. That was like the thing that everyone was just up in arms about, and everyone was protesting that, and this is where we come together. And you're like, bro, they have tanks in like cities. We have the president declaring war against American cities and putting troops in there that are going and arresting people with anonymous people in military gear. Or Jimmy Kimmel, and it's like that is the thing that we should actually be like going wild about, guys. Like that is so over the top on anything that should be allowed to happen. I never thought in my lifetime that I'd ever see that. It's actually so ridiculous. But like Kimmel, like your favorite dude on TV, getting fired or whatever. It's like obviously an encroachment on free speech, but like free speech violations for all these U.S. citizens that are just out there in the streets and just doing nothing but existing, and now they're being thrown into prison. So it's like, where's their free speech rights, man? It just goes to show you, it's just the because he's rich and
famous
on TV. Yeah, exactly. That's what people care about, and it's just it's wild, man.
Well, you know what, you just said something that it's so important. I think the last time that I was here, I kind of had to leave, and there was an emergency. Somebody in the messages, they kept telling me that something had happened to a friend, and it did. One of my really good friends, somebody I consider one of my best friends, was apprehended by ICE agents in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh my god.
He's just a kid. He's 21 years old. He's someone that fights for the community so hard. This is a kid who would raise money to go buy groceries, to take to families that had their that had family members deported. This is someone who, when ICE came to Oxnard, and they did this huge like raid where they took almost 1,000 the field workers.
Mm-hmm.
He was there rescuing the workers afterwards, like
Wow.
trying to help them, because some of them buried themselves under, under like underground.
Mm-hmm.
They went inside the pipes.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy. And he went to Chicago, and he was filming outside of the Chicago detention center, just kind of letting people know, like, hey, we're here. He's from, he lived here in California, so he was sort of representing, California, trying to raise awareness of what was happening in Chicago. He was one of the first ones to get there, and yeah, so they took him. He was apprehended, and we've been able to talk to him, and we know he's sort of okay. But the response of the people, because he was a well-known person,
Mm-hmm.
he had almost 200,000 followers here on YouTube, on TikTok. And so a lot of people came out and started calling their senators and their congressmen. And I mean, I was one of part of the big movement was to use our influence here on social media to let people know, to let our audiences know, hey, this is what you got to do to help a person. What I'm going with this is, because he was such a well-known person, yes, he's my friend, and yes, he was well-known and all of that, but that's what actually helped him to not get immediately deported, to not have his rights taken away, to not we were able to talk to him within 48 hours, within the first 2 days, within 48 hours, as opposed to the original 72 hours that they said they were not gonna, let us know anything about him. So my point is, there's millions of people that are being apprehended every day that do not have a community of 200,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so this is kind of goes hand on hand with what you were saying about Jimmy Kimmel. The reason why it was such a big buzz, and the reason why he was even returned to his, to his show, was because everybody knew him. He was a public figure, and there was a lot of noise behind it, the good kind of noise. The community came together and they started boycotting Disney, and so there was noise, there was action, and then that just prompted a response from the people that make the decisions. And so I think if this has left us a lesson, is that when the people come together for any sort of whatever the goal might be, when there is a sense of community, when there is a sense of like, hey, there is an emergency, we need to come together, we need to fix something, there is nothing that we cannot do.
Yeah.
But we are so divided, by religion, sex, race, whatever it is, that we just forget that if we really come together, we could really do amazing things. And it's really sad. And I guess the reason why I'm coming up here is just to kind of let everybody know that we need to look more to our neighbors, to our friends. And yes, there's people like you, there's people like me on social media that are trying to raise awareness, that are trying to give the people good information. And this is all good, great work. But everybody has a role to play in this society. And so one of the things that people can be very proactive, and one of the things that people really can do to make a difference in your day-to-day life is go and check on your neighbor. Go and just be aware of who's around you. That little kid who packs your groceries when you go to the little, Mexican market down the street. People that you might know who could be, your favorite server at your favorite restaurant. There's just there are little things that we can do to have more sense of community. And and I guess I'm just like inviting everybody to just, you know, do more of that, because not everybody has a huge platform online or on TV, and we also need to fight for those people.
Yeah.
And I guess if we continue to do that, then I guess there is a little bit of hope that one day we might come out, as, you know.
Yeah. Man, I know it's I think that's a really good point. Like checking in on every people, and I think, yeah, I feel like it is. It's wild. It is wild. I always wondered, like with the internment of the Japanese Americans and stuff. I always wondered, like, how could that happen, you know? And then, I mean, I hope that it's because people feel really exploited at work. They feel so stressed and they feel so pushed at work that they just feel so drained, and they feel so helpless and hopeless. And I'm not talking about the people that voted. I'm talking about like the 55% of Americans that didn't vote, right? I mean, those are the people that we actually need to animate in order to actually change these things. And that's my question: is like, when would they need to get bad for them? And I my most nihilist, my most sad and depressed is that and I hope this isn't right, but I hope that people. He's been around for so long now, for 10 years. I think it's just ground people down. And now it's come to the point where they just don't think it's that bad. I hope this isn't correct, but I hope that people, I fear that this might be happening, that it's just got people ground down so much that it's just kind of like, whatever, you know, like whatever. It's not that bad. And, you know, it's only in their minds, it's only, you know, illegal people or criminals, and that's how they say it, you know, and that's how they're just repeating that in their minds, you know, and that's the thing, is that the Republicans have done such a good job at castigating anyone with patriotic duty and like real like civic duty to looking out for one another, and saying like, hey, Trump is bad and that what he's doing is awful for our country, as Trump derangement syndrome. You know, they kind of push you out, and they say it doesn't matter what you believe, it's just Trump derangement syndrome. And it's like, no, this really is bad. This is actually, this is awful, and we're going to keep saying it, and we're going to keep looking out for one another, and we're not going to be pushed down. It doesn't matter how long we have to scream. We're going to still keep screaming. And my thing is that, honestly, like, I think that we haven't pushed far enough. We haven't given people like tough love and being like this. Hey, it's not okay. It's not okay that we have tanks down our streets. It's not okay that 1.2 million people died under the pandemic. It's patriotic to make sure that people aren't being thrown into police cars or unmarked cars by the unmasked people. They're being kidnapped. They're being kidnapped in the middle of the street. I mean, how is that okay? You know, how they're and I mean, the most selfish, we could just say, you know, citizens, that it's happening to citizens. But I don't like that they're even saying that it's undocumented people, because it's like undocumented people that have been here, 30 years, that have IRS numbers that they donate to. I say donate to because they know that they're never going to get any federal funds out of there.
Oh my
any
gosh,
type of thing.
that's great. Yeah.
100 guys. Guys.
Oh my God.
Immigrants put in $100 billion a year into a fund that they know that they're not going to get anything out of. They know that they're not going to get any Medicare or Social Security from. They put $100 billion into that. It's not like, it's not pennies. You know, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, and these people have like jobs. They have homes. They have credit cards, they have W-2s, they have like to say that these people are undocumented. Like, what are you talking about? These are people that are like pillars of our community. So it's just I don't know. It's just it makes me so frustrated and mad. But I just hope that people aren't okay with this, and that people are just. I'm really hoping that people are just feeling really exploited and helpless, because it's like,
Well, I
holy
think
crap.
it's getting there. I think it's getting there.
Yeah.
I think what is happening in Chicago and what is happening in Portland, and what you said now, the detention not just of undocumented people. I mean, but also U.S. citizens. Now they're going after the Black community.
Yeah.
They're arresting and being really violent towards U.S. citizens. Like that's not being overlooked.
Yeah, they just go into an area and they just start arresting people. It doesn't matter what it is. Who it is. They arrest everyone, citizens, non-citizens. They don't care who you are. They just throw you into the back of these unmarked vans, and then they figure it out later. It's just crazy. It's insane. Yes, exactly. So we had the question: how do undocumented people pay taxes? Okay, so one, they pay state and local taxes, right? For all their oh, what? We just got rooted. I just got booted from the live. I'm good. Okay. All right, we'll keep going. How do they pay? So basically they pay state and local taxes. So there's I don't know. Hopefully so maybe she got disconnected. I don't know. Nothing like popped up on my screen. It was just I don't know. I don't know what happened. Can you request again? They pay state and local taxes on everything, and then also for federal taxes, guys. So for federal taxes, everyone gets an individual taxpayer identification number. So basically, they would have a number that they donate to, that they're given to stay in good graces, kind of thing. So it's like they know that they're not going to get Medicare. They know that they're not going to get Social Security out of it, but they stay in good graces, because one of the things is that when they would eventually catch up to someone, they would say, well, one of the reasons why you're a criminal here is because you haven't paid into Social Security and into Medicare. And what people used to do is they used to take Social Security numbers that weren't theirs, and they used to pay that, and they would say, hey, this is the Social Security number I got, this is the money that I got paid into. And it's crazy. There's actually one of my friends actually had someone pay, he was the recipient of someone in his Social Security fund. He actually has like hundreds of thousands of dollars of more money that should be there, because there was someone paying into his Social Security number. He was like, that's not me. That's not my name. That's not who I am. But it happens. I mean, but that's how they used to do it. But now it's called the individual tax identification number. So now they do that. It's $100 billion a year, guys. That is as much as all of our science spending combined. NSF, NIH, DOE, NOAA, NASA, everything combined is about $90 billion. So another way to think about it is that immigrants pay for all of the science and research and technology development that happens in this country. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I was just kind of kicked out. But weird things have been happening to me ever since the new algorithm happened. Anyways, well, I hope I didn't like say anything that was no, right? You didn't get like any messages or anything?
No, thank you for asking.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I hope I didn't say anything bad. I don't think that I did. I was just talking about how now people are noticing that some citizens are being Maybe I shouldn't say it again because I don't want to be kicked out again. Maybe that was what got me kicked out.
No,
But
the citizens are being wrapped up, every color in there. It's like it's crazy. Yeah, the black community and is being wrapped up too. It's awful. I mean, people they just basically are just taking anyone, but any type of citizen. It's ridiculous.
yeah, but
It's so frustrating to me because you have all these people cosplaying as patriots wearing their "Don't tread on me" and all that stuff, and here they are. And are they doing background checks for these ICE guys? I mean, these guys are just
well,
awful people, awful people.
I apparently some of the ones that are hired by the federal government, then yes, because you do have to go through some like very extensive
Okay.
like background check to get hired into ICE. I don't know if that includes that is a requirement that you have to be part of the Proud Boys to be
Yeah,
able to join
exactly.
the ICE. It's like you have to be one of those in order to get here. But the other ones, the bounty hunters, I think for those they go through another agency, and so I don't know what that requirement might be. Which I can't think that you may need any kind of special training, just based off of what I've seen on the streets.
I mean, basically a Republican jobs program. I mean, that's just basically what it
Yeah,
is, right? I mean, by the way, guys, one of their benefits that they're getting a huge sign-on bonus. They're getting paid
50K.
ridiculous amounts of money. It's like 150, $200,000 a year, and then on top of that, they're getting loan forgiveness, guys. They're getting loan forgiveness on it. Remember how the Republicans like chastised people for going to the university and taking student loan debt? Well, just become an ICE officer, and you can get
Oh my
$50,000
God.
of loan forgiveness. It just blows my mind. Yeah, exactly. $50,000 sign-on bonus, $50,000
Bonus.
of loan forgiveness. It's gross. It is absolutely gross.
I mean, they even wanted to tax. There was a something on that tax bill where they wanted to tax the scholarships. So like if you got a scholarship, they could tax you on that money
Hmm.
on the Republican bill.
Dude,
So
Ame, I love that. Everyone here apply to ICE. Everyone should apply. You should go and just be really incompetent at your job and come up the works. And you know what I mean. Do whatever you
I
can.
love
Get
it.
that bag, guys. Get that bag, and just
Well,
grind that thing to a halt.
now they're scanning social media
Hmm.
apparently, like left and right, and they're checking everything. Oh, and hello guys, by the way, I'm just gonna stop for 1 minute to just ask anybody that came over here following me to please follow Dr. Greg, please, please. Hi, Roberto.
Hello.
Hello. All my people are coming here at the same time. So,
Yay.
hey guys, please follow Dr. Greg. He
Thank
is
you.
amazing. He's a friend. And yeah, he's really really great. I already did. Okay, Roberto. Roberto's an amazing. He just wrote a book too. He's great. He's a great guy.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, but yeah, yeah, I think things are out of control,
I know.
Greg,
I
and
know.
I just wanted to come up here and sort of be a voice of reason with your
Hmm.
audience and let them know that there are these huge battles happening outside that we have very little control over. Um, but there are these little things happening very very close to us, and we need to pay more attention to those
Hmm.
because there is something that we can do to be a little bit more proactive in our neighborhoods, with our friends, with our inner circle. Make sure to take care of each other, and then also to remind everybody to vote yes on Prop 50
Yeah,
in
true.
California. That's
True.
very important.
And guys, I think like be empowered to just make fun of these guys. You know what I mean? If you have your friends or anyone in your life that is like in support of this nonsense, just the biggest thing that you could do is poke fun at how scared that they are of like little Mexican grandmas that they're trying to like, sit there and deport when it's like, what I mean? They're big, strong men, whatever, but they're actually really afraid of these. It's just, it's insane, guys. They're trying to fake this masculinity. So just chop them down. Don't be intimidated by this nonsense. And like, the good way to fight fascism is through comedy, genuinely, and just they're saying that these guys are small, that they're weak. That does have has an impact. I really do believe that.
I love what my friend just said here. He says, I love to see that not everyone is as crazy as Mr. Carrot or Mr. Orange. Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, I actually love what you said. Because that is exactly what Gavin Newsom is doing.
Yeah,
That's his strategy, and I absolutely love it. I love the energy. I love everything about it. He's just coming off and saying, like, well, you were saying that Marco Rubio has small hands or whatever, and he's actually calling Trump, small hands, like Donny Boy. I think he just tweeted something today where I think it was Stephen Miller that was saying, actually I have it right on my screen.
Nice, Kathleen. Nice. I haven't voted. I got my ballot just today.
He
I'm
said,
really excited.
Oh yeah, make sure you vote yes on Prop 50. So this is what Stephen Miller said. He says, when in our history have we tolerated unlawful rioters, assemblies night after night around FBI buildings or ATF buildings or DEA buildings? This is the textbook definition of domestic.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the word because it might hurt the life. And then Gavin Newsom responded with a picture of January 6th and like everything basically like
exactly
smoke and stuff. And then he says Trump pardoned 1,500 rioters when he returned to office in January. So that's the energy we need.
Guys, I do think we have to look and learn, and I do think what the Republicans did in response to January 6th, which was wrong, right? The election wasn't rigged. Trump lost, but they thought that it was. And what did they do? They showed up in mass and tried to overthrow the government and tried to rig the election results and change it in their favor. And I think that is like, we should think about that. In the fact that when if we really think that that this is such a bad thing, like we need to respond in kind to how bad we think it is. So I like genuinely, like if I was one of these mayors of these cities, I would be like, every single time, as long as ICE is in this city, the city is shut down. Like we are shutting down everything. The businesses are shut down. Everyone, all the schools are going to be let out. The entire city is going to be shut down, and we're going to go on a general strike until you get out of our city. And and especially as a governor, I'd be pushing the same thing. The idea that we have police departments that aren't actually supporting these our own citizens, and guys, police are local. Like this is another thing that I don't think that BLM did a good job in. We should have been like voting
the messaging
in, like we should have voted in sheriffs that were sympathetic to Black Lives Matter. In the same way here, every single police chief that doesn't support our citizens versus these militarized forces coming into our cities and trying to take over our cities, we should be firing those police chiefs. Like they should get out of there. Like there's no reason for them to be there if they're not going to protect the citizens.
Have you thought about running for governor of California?
No, not governor, but
No.
yeah, I have thought about Daryl. I'm in Daryl Ice's Congress seat. But so that's like a big, yeah, that's a tough one. So.
Well, you should. I mean, I would vote for you,
Oh, thank
and
you.
I would
Thank you.
have my all of my followers be like, "Hey, you better vote, better vote for Dr. Greg." Yeah, no,
Thanks, man.
I mean, look, if the bar is so low, and I'm just going to like kind of follow on what you said and use sarcasm, like the bar right now is so low
Yeah.
that we have the orange man in office. So literally anybody could run for anything, but when you have a freaking like scientist with a PhD like Dr. Greg, then you bet like you'll probably win. You'll probably win. I'm just saying, like, you're
Thank you.
smart,
Thank
you're
you.
charismatic, you have a great TikTok show, like you're pretty much famous already. Like you got everything you need.
Well, it's already in. It's in 2026, so it's gonna happen in like 13 months here. So it's a lot of people already signed up. That's it is tough.
Well,
I mean,
you should think about it. You should think
yeah.
about it
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
and give it a try. I'll support you.
All right.
I'll use my platform. I'll use my lives to tell everybody to vote for you. So
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, no, totally. It'll be great. But
I do think.
yeah, but some of
I do think though. I think that you're right in the fact that Trump has animated me in showing that you're right, that it really is only people that you can't be your own worst enemy kind of thing. I think that like going for it and going for it just like Trump did as a PR tour, he wound up actually doing it. So but it's honestly, the problem is like honestly cost and everything like that, and it would be it's a lot of money, and that's the biggest problem, I think. But governor, I mean, I think like governor would be a lot better than like House of Representatives. I think that the House of Representatives every 2 years is just awful. Like the fundraising that you have to do is just insane.
but you know how AOC did
Okay,
it?
thank
I
you,
mean,
Taylor Robinson. Thank you.
she did it grassroots. Sorry.
I know, it's just Daryl Issa is my congressman, and he's like a really he's one of the ones that they're actually targeting with Prop 50. Honestly, if Prop 50 does wind up going, then I would be more likely to run in 2028, just because of that, because it's just like there's yeah. Yeah,
It says, "This is bro. I moved back to San Diego to elect you." One of you in the comments. Look, you have support. Look, I just put it out there.
Thanks,
It looks like a
guys.
lot of people are with me
Thanks,
on it.
guys. This is it. But this is the first. Hey, I did run for Bernie delegate in my district back in 2016. I walked in. I walked in with two. Nice. I have those posters too. I started with two. I walked in with my wife and me, and I walked out with 10 votes. So I was up 500%. You know, I mean, come on, right? So
That's amazing.
yeah. So, but it
I
was
love it.
it really was a schooling in like political organizations are big and they're behemoths and they're already happening. So and it's hard to like to come in as a true independent, and I'm in Daryl Issa's district, and so it's really tough. It was a different district when I was ran for his Bernie's delegate.
But see, nowadays, you know exactly what you need to say. Free speech? Who needs it? Nobody needs free speech, right? I mean, the message is out. The winning message is out, Greg.
Yeah.
You know,
I got
you
banned.
know what you're gonna say.
I got banned, so therefore I can make I can talk about free speech forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There you
no,
go.
absolutely. I look. Some of my friends are having a field day with the sarcasm that they're using because with this new TikTok algorithm, we just have to be really careful with what we say.
Yeah.
And so And so some of us are using a lot of the sarcasm, and that's one of the things that we're always making fun of. Like, who needs free speech? Nobody does, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
thing. Like, no. Oh, so anyways, my cyber stalker just got here, and so I better exit.
Yeah. He doesn't do well in here. He doesn't do well. He just shows up when you're around. It's because he doesn't. He's requested a couple of times, but he runs. It's okay. It's only for you.
Yeah,
He only comes around for you.
you know, I have been here a couple of times when he was on panel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I've ever seen you that exasperated. like, like he really gets under your skin, and he's probably going to request to come up here, and I'll probably just stay because you literally mop the floor with him every time that he comes on here. And those fights are better than Canelo's fights. So I'm just going to exit and wait for him to come up here, and then just watch the match because he's a piece of work, man. But thank you for taking one for the team.
Yeah, of course. Well, thanks for coming up and speaking. Speaking about your friend, and that was really powerful, and I appreciate you, and I hope everything works out for him, and I love your message about looking out for our community and reaching out to the people in your life and making sure that everything's going okay. So thank you for saying that.
Of course.
Alrighty. Anytime. You're welcome anytime, Voice and Velvet. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Don't forget to follow.
Oh, don't forget to vote Prop 50. I know what she was going to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Vote Prop 50. It's very important. Muy importante. Muy importante. Hablo español todo lo streamo. I don't know what stream is. ¿Cómo se dice stream en español? Blues Man, how's it going, man?
Dude, Greg, how you doing, brother?
What's up? And vivos.
Last time I saw you was a sad day. I know you had lost your mom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was thinking about you because, unfortunately, I'm catching a plane in the morning to fly to Florida. My mom is in home hospice.
Oh shit. Man.
So.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and what's really, I guess the bittersweet, part of this thing, if there is one, is so her birthday and my birthday are both now the 9th. And my brother's flying in, so we're going to kind of have, a celebration together. We haven't been together. My mom's in Florida. My brother's like up near Lake George, New York area. And I'm in Pennsylvania. So we haven't been together, all three of us in the same room, since my dad passed, which was like 2010.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. So we're going to have a little like reunion, celebrate party. But the downside is, it's a sad situation. So
yeah,
sucks.
I'm sorry, man.
I know you. Yeah, I know. Listen, I know you just went through it recently yourself. It's
dude, honestly, man, the best advice that I wish my wife gave it to me, and I didn't know how true it was, but she was saying how like my mom got admitted to the hospital, and it was about like a week, 2 weeks until she passed away, and it was like she came in like a really energetic and kind of like going, and I was like, oh, we're gonna like come out the other side here, it's not gonna be a problem. And then she just like she declined in health, and then she declined in her voice, and it was so sad because the last couple days like she couldn't speak or she couldn't talk, so it was, and she was so frustrated about that. And so she just had laryngitis, coming up, and I remember a week in, and she was like, man, I'm getting this laryngitis, I wish I could just like talk to you, but so that would be the thing, man. I think like getting that stuff, those conversations and stuff done earlier than waiting,
Right,
because at
right.
the end there's everything. And with your dad, I'm sure you know too, but I'm just yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, man. I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's there's just no, it's one of those things in life that, listen, we're all typically going to see our moms go.
Yeah,
It's the natural order of things, right? But it's and it's never the right time. It never will be the right time. It's always feel like the things you could have done together, and the things you could have talked about, together, and then distance takes people away, and
I know.
you end up, you get married, have a career, you live your life, you do things, you kind of, keep in touch, but
Yeah,
you don't have that connection. It makes you really human. You start
for
thinking
real.
about what humanity really is about. And talking to dovetail it back into what you guys were just talking about with what's going on. Did you catch the cool move by the two Democratic senators doing what you call a live thing on the news right outside of Johnson's office today?
Oh no.
I don't know if you caught that on the
Uh.
news. So, so what was it? Mark, the astronaut guy. Mark, I can't remember the two names, but
Oh, I know.
the two Democrat guys.
From
Yeah,
Nevada.
they pull a news conference. Yeah, from Nevada. Yeah, yeah. They pull a news conference, and the whole deal they were talking about was the fact that this new congressperson who hasn't been sworn in yet,
Oh yeah.
who won the special elections,
Uh-huh.
Haba, again, terrible at names, but so they kind of did it on purpose to get, like, talk about why hasn't she been sworn in, and apparently she has already indicated that she's going to sign the petition
Yeah.
for Epstein to get the release of the documents.
Exactly.
So in the meantime, Johnson is putting this off, sending the crew home, and they don't want to have any votes or do any of this stuff because, the fact is it's a speed path to try to force the Epstein stuff to get released.
Exactly.
So you just look at this political party, and the amount of just open corruption and cheating and manipulation
Mm-hmm.
is, I don't know how anybody at this point can still support what's going on. I mean, it's okay to have grievances, but how do you support the actions of an administration that is just not interested in carrying out the duty at all? They just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think it's I think we have to like focus on animating those like 50% of people that weren't voting. And I think that's like a better way of showing them that like this isn't right. Like whatever you think, that this is going down a bad direction for everyone. Everyone's going to be wrapped up in this, whether or not you're politically active or not. But I do think as as a political person myself, I can't stand the people that do think that both the parties are still the same, or there wouldn't be any difference with Kamala
Right,
and as
right.
president. I just genuinely blows my mind. It's very frustrating to me, because it is so obvious. Like the two parties are so diametrically opposed right now. I mean, maybe since the Civil War, genuinely,
Yes.
how different they are. I mean, this isn't like 2000 in 1999 when Bush v. Gore was talking and arguing about the top marginal tax rates of 38 versus 35%. That was literally what politics used to be, guys. Like
Right,
that was
right.
what it was. And so that I can understand, and that was what the South Park, like, turd versus a douche, for that was the whole joke, right? And it's like, yeah, but like now we're definitely different, guys. Like now we are definitely very, very, very different. There's two, maybe the Democrats aren't getting everything done that you want, but they aren't open fascist like the Republican Party is. And but I don't know, I just don't know what will animate that other 50%. And like I was saying to the caller before, like I do worry that because Trump has just been around for so long, I do worry that they think that it's just not that bad. What Trump is doing just isn't that bad, and that's what's really scary to me, because it's like the internet's still on, so why does it really matter? And there's a term for this called hyper-normalization, where people will just kind of like dive into like, oh, their fantasy football lineup, ha ha ha, that's crazy. Tanks rolling down the street of Chicago. Oh, ha 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 ha. Okay, well, wow, I need to pick a new quarterback, and it's like, you kind of like try to delude yourself into thinking that everything is okay when it obviously isn't, and we know everything is not okay. So it's so important to stay involved, guys. Stay active. I mean, it can be a lot. Stay healthy, stay active, take care of yourselves, eat well, nutritious meals, do sports, fitness, work out. I do jujitsu. I literally strangle people for fun. It's really cathartic. I'm telling you, it's very nice. So that's what we did all today. Actually, was back takes. I just put my hands around someone and try to strangle them like this all day. But it's very hard.
That's stress relief. Stress relief, man. Yeah,
it's very hard.
I can say, well, but yeah, no, that's stress relief. That's a whole other conversation. But could you believe, like, we live in a moment now where Marjorie Taylor Greene is siding with the Democrats?
I know that her like little independence arcs. Well, the problem is that she's so anti-Israel that now she's come around to being like anti-Republican Party. So it's like it's very weird. It's like a very weird person, like cause she's of Jewish space laser.
Space laser, yeah,
so,
right, right.
I mean, she thinks that there's like genuinely, she thinks that Israel is like running the government. So she like wants it's called ZOG, Zionist Occupied Government, and it's just unfortunately, people think that it's real. They're up. She's a congressperson, so she's up for re-election every 2 years, everything else.
The thing that's just so odd, here she is talking about the fact that the health insurance premiums for her 2 kids are going to double, right? And
was why.
Democrats are right.
She didn't think I have any problem with the omnibus spending bill. She had no problem. But then she found out that her children, had to be like, hey, Mom, my health care is going to go up in twice the amount. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, what? My kids?
Right.
It's just wild to me. Like, Republicans basically need to have like about 100,000 children so that they can all realize like these little famously, Dick Cheney, not for gay marriage until one of his daughters turned out to be gay. Now he's pro gay marriage, and it's like. Right. Like every single person has to have every single child. Is that what it is? We have to DEI children for Republicans so that they can have a shred of empathy. It's like, give me a break, man.
Hypocrisy. It's not, and this has been the thing that many people have said. Until the pain level is personal and comes home and hits you between the eyes, that's when people suddenly go, oh shit, maybe this isn't really so good what's happening here. But like. You tell this to people, you try to educate them, you tell them what's going to happen, and then they don't care until it happens. And like I said, and then all of a sudden the light bulb goes on. Exactly. I don't know how we, how at this point in time, people aren't. I mean, and a lot are, rethinking kind of their positions. But he still has the support of the base. The base isn't going to shift. It's the swing voters, independents, those on the fence that maybe we can hopefully win back, which, I hope is a reality and makes it happen. It's but it's they're blowing up boats in the middle of the water. It's like Congress is not doing anything. Congress is completely inept.
Did you hear? He called the Portland mayor, and was like, "This is like a recorded call. They know that this is what he said." and he basically asked the mayor. He was like, "Are things happening differently than what I see on TV?" And it's like what? Like it was like
Huh?
he's literally just understanding that like propaganda exists and that he's being sheltered and giving like an altered view of reality. Like he's like becoming sentient. It's like it's absolutely wild to me. So it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know what tips, tips the scale. I just hope cumulatively everything that's going on, and as it unfortunately will start hitting people in the pockets. I mean, the tariffs are starting to hurt. They're hurting small businesses. The insurance premiums are going to go up. It's just reality.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately, people have to like really feel the serious pain
Yeah.
before they figure it out. Like, hey, this maybe isn't right for me. And if it's not right for me, it's probably not right for my neighbor and my friends and everybody else. But
The tariffs
they're
have been
so
really
dug
weird.
in.
It's been really interesting. Like the even Powell, like the it hasn't shown up. Like the inflation hasn't been showing up on the economic indicators yet, and it's
Yeah.
like in their the hypothesis is that it's basically the companies are eating it right now, and so the whole point of them not cutting interest rates sooner was that they thought that the inflation was going to start like hiking up, but now they think that maybe like because they stockpiled like ton of stuff that maybe towards the end of the year, towards December, when they have to use like new inventory, they're gonna have to push those new prices up. So yeah, we'll definitely have to see. I've never in my life heard of a company being like, you know what, 18% less profit. We're just gonna eat it. So like
Right.
it's
Right.
that's never happened in the history of capitalism. But we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. It's pretty weird.
But the public companies, kind of have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders, so they really can't.
The insurance premiums are hitting the hardest on the red states. It's because they're the ones
Yes.
that denied the Medicaid expansion during Obamacare. So the ACA
Yes.
of Obamacare had a Medicaid expansion built into it. So they're like, hey, you start paying for more poor people for healthcare, we're going to give you money for that. And what's happening is that a lot of red states denied it. The governors just denied it and said, "No, I don't want it." So so basically, they've had to. They didn't create their own state exchanges in the Republican states, so that meant that they had to use the federal exchange, and that federal exchange is the thing that is doubling in cost now. So these Republican lawmakers are literally like voting to have their own constituents' healthcare double in costs coming up. It
Yes.
just blows my, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys.
Yes. Yes. That's that. And you're exactly right. The red states are going to get hit. I mean, it's been historically the blue states that contribute, positively to the overall tax base,
Yeah.
and the red states take the money. They take more than they put in. Blue states put in more than they take. But you can't have these logical arguments with people who don't want to take facts or aren't logical.
Yeah.
They just believe the hype. It's yeah. I mean, it's crazy stuff. So let's see what happens. I hope someone comes. I don't know what's going to happen. Meantime, now they said that the Gaza and Israel, they've supposedly got something in place now. Well, we've heard that before, but let's see if that happens. And in the meantime, when these new premiums hit for the because right now mid-July is open enrollment again. Oh, mid-October
Yeah.
it's going to start open enrollment again. People start looking at these rates, they're going to suddenly start freaking out.
Exactly.
It's not going to be a good situation. So
That's-
anyway, I'm going to let you get some of the
Thank you,
folks up
Booze,
here.
man.
I hadn't seen you. Yeah, man. Good seeing you.
I'm sorry to hear about your mom, man. Like genuinely, and I hope it's a good dude. You know what's good? We got an oil diffuser to like help change.
Okay.
Like, put some lavender and or rosemary or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like just changes the smell of the room because there's like it just kind of
Yeah,
changes it
yeah.
a little bit. Like a speaker is a good idea. Some like soft, like a pillow or something, or a throw that can like kind of be a little bit more like personal. that kind of stuff it can like help.
All good ideas. All good ideas. Listen, I'm going to go down and hope for the best,
Yeah,
and we'll
me
see what
too.
happens. I don't know how much time she really has, but she's 94
Oh
today.
wow,
And yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
it's just she's kind of hit that expiration date. It's just the reality of
Yeah,
getting old. We all have somewhere in our body we have a stamp. Good till such and such a time.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, Bliss,
That's
man,
kind of thing.
thanks,
Thank
man.
you,
I
brother.
appreciate you. Have a good one, bro.
Good, good.
All right, guys. Shifu Collins and then X, and then I think that's it for the night.
Hear me?
Shifu Collins, how's it
Hello?
going? Hey.
Hello. I've just joined about a few minutes ago, but it's just a couple of things where you're basically saying about the things that are going on in Palestine and the world.
Okay.
So one of the things that I want to say, I'm not an expert in this, but I am doing some research at the moment, and hopefully in the future I shall be. We really need to look at mental illness and understand mental illness. We talk about it in relation to stress, depression, anxiety, but what we don't talk about is mental illness in relation to personality disorders that can cause people to think intrusive, negative, dangerous thoughts,
Yeah.
even pathological liars, even people that want to gain attention. There's people, for example, like I'm being on TikTok this evening, and there are people that I can clearly tell that are here to gain attention and are exploiting vulnerability and people's intellectual and emotional ignorances. So I think we really need to have bigger talks, and there needs to be more talk online on this platform as well as other platforms about how dangerous mental illness really is. Because
Yeah.
I myself, as part of my research, as I've just recently been in a hospital, and the sort of mental illness, for example, there's a guy that I've just spoken to as part of my research. He was charged and was given an 8-year sentence in a psychiatric hospital because he was online using that he was a tarot reader
Hmm.
to gain access to young people because he's a paedophile.
No.
So we need to really understand mental illness because there are people out there that are dangerous. So, for example, when you look at narcissism or look at psychopathy, all you need to do is look at the checklist. If you look at the checklist of these symptoms of these two conditions, all you start doing is that's every politician, that's every billionaire, that's every millionaire you hear about, that's Donald Trump, that's the Prime Minister of England. It's every person that you think in power. And we are allowing madness because of you used a word earlier on about normality and certain things are becoming ultra normal and things like that, and also socially accepted ignorance. We need to deal with socially accepted ignorance because our tolerance is allowing a lot of very dangerous evils to continue. Why are Satanists allowed to practice Satanism? Why are we selling books online on dangerous religions and dangerous philosophies, dangerous ideologies? Why can a neo-Nazi go into a bookshop and buy books on that belief system? We need to really look at mental illness and insanity and take it seriously. And people might think I'm an agony aunt or I'm overthinking this, but I think if you go away and look at these conditions and look at how these people can think and behave, and you then connect that with what's going on in society, the world is one big giant insane asylum. And we need to take mental illness really seriously.
Yeah, I think that like everyone so I think everyone's on like some type of spectrum, right? And I think that the problem is that like the social media algorithms basically exploit people's vulnerabilities and brings out that part of them. Like, and I think that it basically drives people to be prone like to conspiracies that they would normally like. Maybe they're like skeptical, but because the algorithm kind of pushes 100 different types of flat earth conspiracies or lab leak conspiracies to them. Now they think that it's real. And then once they have that foundational belief, then now the algorithm's like, oh, someone that liked lab leak also likes flat earth. So maybe you like flat earth conspiracies too. So it's just a constant, never-ending cycle of these conspiracies, being pushed on people that are vulnerable in a vulnerable state because of that.
It's funny how you're talking about the flat Earth conspiracy. I actually know an astronaut who was trained by British Aerospace, who has been to America and has actually been into space, and he would tell you point blank, because of what he's seen and what he'd done up there, that whole idea and concept is complete and utter nonsense. But if you try to get him on here to have a discussion about that, and for him to then go into more, because he's obviously an expert, he would go into more detail, how and why and blah blah. Everybody on here would say, no, you're lies, or you've been told to say that, or you've signed some kind of contract, you're not allowed to tell us what's happening up there. All the insanity and paranoia kicks in. So I really, I'm terrified. Like, I live in Scotland, right? Just to let you know how bad things are here. Like, I'm not worth a lot of money, and I suffer from depression because I'm autistic. So I have high functioning Asperger's syndrome, and because of my autism, I suffer from stress and depression. And I'm a bit of an overthinker, as you can probably tell with the way I've spoken to you today.
Okay.
And I have just made a referral to community mental health. Because you either have two options here. You can either go through community mental health, that's kind of doing it through the local authorities in the state, or you can go private if you've got the money.
Yeah.
And I have now had, for my 4th time, my mental health referral not upheld. No reason, no excuse, no letter, why or blah. Sorry, we've not upheld it. When I contacted the centre where the referral was made and I tried to ask them for it, I spoke to this senior CPN, that's a community mental health by anyway, and they just turned around and said, sorry, you went through our screening service, we have a strict screening now, and sorry, you didn't fit the criteria. Even when my psychiatrist phoned them and said, excuse me, there was quite clear concerns on the referral, this guy needs to be seen because of how his depression is manifested, but they wouldn't uphold it. So this is meant to be a service that's in the community, serving the community, not upholding even when a psychiatrist has diagnosed you and is concerned, sorry, we can't help you. That is what I'm talking about. This world is becoming insane. The UK is getting darker. I don't know, the UK is getting darker. I don't know if you know the UK, but things are happening here. Like look at the blooming Prime Minister we have and how crazy he is and the way he behaves. Cost of living is getting higher over here. A lot of services, we were in Scotland hit very hard with COVID. Like, COVID really did a lot of damage here. A lot of statutory, very important services have now done. We've also had police stations closed down, so we've now got less police. Our city centres around, so in Edinburgh and Glasgow, they're the two main cities in Scotland, they are now absolutely rife with crime. Drugs is a major problem. Like, the drug problem in Scotland is now the worst in Europe and considered one of the worst in the world per population.
Wow.
Just to give you another wee thing, our Glasgow Sheriff Court, that's one of our legal courts, it's the busiest in Europe. When you think of London and other parts of the world, and besides them, our court is the busiest in Europe. I'm telling you, we need to go to, I know it sounds like a strange kind of parody, but I think we need to go to war on mental illness. We are not, we are seriously underestimating the danger of mental illness. We really are.
I think I would word it in an empowering way, because like I've had therapy in psychiatry that's helped me many times in my life to improve like my quality of life. So I talk about it a lot, and like I'm open about seeing the therapists and before, and I think that destigmatizing it is the best way to kind of get where you're going, because
absolutely
letting people say it's okay to reach out for help. It's okay. There's nothing bad that that's going to happen for seeing a therapist. And also, I advocate for people to go to seek a therapist when things are going good, because that's actually the time that you can sharpen your tools to make sure that when things go awry, you can actually like have tools that are ready at the waiting. So like I figure like before I went to a therapist, I always imagined it being like, my life is falling apart. It's all, I don't know what else to do in my life. I'm stuck here.
I've been there. Yep.
But in reality, it's usually like someone that's just like trying to help you through or figure out what they can do to look at scenarios in a different way, in a different light. And it can be so illuminating, and you can have these huge breakthrough moments where you really learn about yourself, and you're like, how did you know this about me? But it's just like them asking really good questions, basically, really, really good pointed questions.
See, that's what you're doing, very good. That's very, very wise. But that can only apply to, I would call, less serious mental conditions. I'm not saying that your condition didn't have problems or issues, but what I'm talking about is that's one particular class, but there are other classes. So, for example, there are certain forms of mental illness. If you are unlucky enough to get it or have that condition, it's for life. There's no known cure. That can cause you to have dangerous, intrusive thoughts, where you could end up thinking you want to hurt people, rape people, torture people, kidnap people. You want to harm people, you're destructive, you're a pathological liar. All the negative, your whole mind becomes so negative. And the sad thing is, these sort of people normally do have good social skills, so they can hide and mask these issues, while being a danger to the world and no one having a bloody clue, unless you know really what to look for. So, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, because I've only been on here for a wee while. I've only had a couple of things you said before joining. But the other thing that gets to me is also the spiritual dangers. So a lot of people might disagree with what I'm saying here, and you'll probably get a lot of people coming and saying, "Oh, this is all rubbish." But part of my study is I do study occult philosophies and its effect on society, and looking at religion. And there's also a lot of problems with religion. So, for example, earlier on, I was talking to a woman on another channel, right, who was doing tarot, dressed up as a goth, but had a crucifix on her neck. And I then said to her, in the conversation, I said, "Hello, I see you've got a crucifix. Can I ask, are you Catholic?" And I said, "Yes, I'm a Roman Catholic," because I was raised a Roman Catholic. I even at one point was thinking of becoming a priest, believe it or not. So I said to her, "If you're a Roman Catholic, why are you wearing a crucifix? Because you understand that if you're Christian and teaching the Bible, this sort of I don't mean to offend, but these practices under the rules of Christianity is a no-no. You're not meant to seek out soothsayers or dabble in the occult or play about with magical things, blah, 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 blah." And she says, "Right, I understand what you're saying, but I believe in God my way, and nobody's going to tell me, and I know what you're saying about the Bible, but the Bible isn't all true, and I'll just do whatever I want." This is what I mean. It's the ignorance. If you're wearing a Roman Catholic next to the thing, there's an expectation on you to follow the teachings of Catholicism and the Bible. And what I'm seeing now is so many people online claiming they understand, that they're reading tarots, claiming to be psychic, and they don't even begin to understand. Do you know the history of the tarot, where that originates? There's different traditions within the tarot tradition. Do you even know where this psychic power comes from? Do you know what, even from the scientific and historic? And when you get into a real concept, it starts to, this person doesn't really know what they're talking about, and they're dabbling in very dangerous things. And I just think that a mixture of the spiritual, because I do have spiritual beliefs, and the dangers of psychopathy and dangerous mental health illnesses are more rife now than ever, and are becoming more dangerous. And I do believe that mental illness is now becoming a cancer across the world because we're so liberal, because of our culture, because we've got so many freedoms and distractions, and we're now shameless. Right and wrong is now less important. We're becoming more immoral. People are taking more drugs. Violence is in the increase. Rape is in the increase. Murders in the increase. We really do need to take seriously the spiritual dangers and really know where things come from, and really, really take mental illness seriously. We really do.
I agree, man. I think
Or it's going to be to our downfall.
You got to fund it. You got to fund it, especially in the United States, man. Like our healthcare system is just no preventative care, and we got to help these people get access to those services. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Did they not also have like I said earlier on about pedophiles, did they not also have a village somewhere in, I can't remember what state it is, but somewhere in America they've got it's basically like a whole town, and in that town they're all convicted pedophiles.
Oh wow.
So look that up. There's a town, I can't remember exact what state it is, but there's a town in America, because we had a documentary on it by the BBC about a few years ago, and I remember seeing it, and it's a whole town, a whole place, like this, they have like homes and all that, and they all help each other, and everyone within that community, they're all paedophiles. So it kind of shows you how dangerous things are, for the reason you've given, because yes, it is money, funding, resources, time, blah blah, and all that kind of thing, as it always is.
Yeah.
But with something as serious as this, they do need to take it serious, because if we don't, it's going to be to our peril.
Exactly.
It really is.
I love it. Thanks, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on and.
So I didn't hear what you're saying. I think that you started speaking when I asked you earlier. Are you religious yourself?
I'm an atheist.
You're an atheist, so it's nice talking to you, and thank you for sharing that you yourself have had issues with mental health and things, because sometimes we do need to take the chew, because I think it can make us better. We can see ourselves better and see what in a kind of new light. And thank you for answering my request, because I've tried a couple of times with different people, something to do, something they don't. So thank you, and I do appreciate it.
Cool.
And to everybody who's listening, and everyone because I've been watching the comments, and some people like me, some people don't. Think hard. Don't just jump into what I've been saying here, because it's so easy in seconds and minutes to make quick assessment. Please go away, do some thinking, even meditate on what I've said. We need to look at our own, because at the end of the day, we are nothing more than a product of our mental health. And if our mental health becomes damaged, we become a danger to ourselves and this world.
Beautiful.
And thank you for talking to me.
Nice, man. That was a great way to end it. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you coming up. Have a good one, man. Have a good night.
Same to you. Take care now.
Well, guys, I think we did it. That was an awesome caller. That was cool. Mental health is very important, guys. We talk about it a lot here. I do think that mental health is tied to physical health, and you gotta they're linked. You know, you can't just have one without the other. It is 11:30, and I'm crashing, guys. I didn't sleep well, I guess, last night or something. I don't know. I'm really tired. Maybe it's because of the jiu-jitsu. I think it's the jiu-jitsu. It was tough. It was a very tough day in jiu-jitsu. It's a very punishing sport. Very, very punishing. All right, guys. That was a cool episode. I love it. I always love everything. I appreciate you guys. We're out. See you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Let's do it. Come on, go. Go. Yes. Peace.